My name's Peter Cavallo. I'm a partner at Carey Group in the accounting side of the business. So I've got 27 years experience as an accountant across North Queensland. I'll start with the state government announcements yesterday. So the state government came out with some new announcements to help businesses across the board in Queensland, and some of those announcements relate to payroll tax. So any business that has been affected by the virus will get a payroll tax refund of what they paid already for this year. So you need to contact or look what you've paid with payroll tax in the last 2 months, and you'll get a refund of that payroll tax. The second step with the payroll tax changes with the Queensland State Government is that there'll essentially be a deferral of payroll tax for the rest of the year. So all businesses affected by the virus will get essentially a 12-month holiday and no payroll tax for 2020. That will be deferred. It's not a relief, but at least that's a positive impact for businesses' cash flow for the next 12 months. The next thing the state government has announced yesterday, there's a $5 million package out to assist people retraining in those essential fields, and those essential fields are healthcare, agriculture, transport, cleaning and mining. So I haven't got full details of those packages yet, but there will be packages out to assist clients. Other things announced by the state government yesterday, liquor licensing fees for those businesses that were forced to shut down have been waived. Any businesses that are renting a premises from the state government will have their rent relief for the next couple of months. And finally, all businesses will receive a $500 rebate on an electricity bill. That goes in hand with the households that will get a $200 relief from their electricity bills in the form of a rebate. For business at the moment, the terminology is being used that cash is king. Cash is always king. What is really important at the moment is monitoring your cash flow, making sure that you understand what your cash flow will be over the next 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, months, 6 months, because we don't know how long businesses will be impacted. So it's really important that businesses sit down and work out what their cash flow would be. So we're recommending our clients to seek advice or help and assistance preparing that cash flow. So first thing to look at, businesses need to look at what their income is, okay? How much is your income going to be impacted? And look at worst case scenario. So whether that's impacted by 50% or even 100%. How long will I have cash to support my bills? So little things to do with your income first is have a look at what people owe you at the moment. How quick can I get that money in, and then how long will that last? And working out then, okay, what do I need to do to supplement that? After having a look at your income and your cash flow is then to go line by line of all the expenses of your business and making a decision on all those expenses. So you need to look at, okay, what expenses can I do without now? What ones can I cancel? For any of your suppliers, if you're locked into contracts, contact those suppliers to see if you get on a payment plan or defer that. Other really important ones at the moment is touch base with your bank. So if you've got bank finance, talk to your bank as soon as possible, and okay, can my repayments be deferred or reduced at this stage? The banks are very busy at the moment, but they're very talking to clients, running in and helping them out. So most important that you touch base with the bank. Other important things that are affecting your cash flow are ATO repayments. A lot of people will have ATO repayments coming over the next couple of weeks. That's one thing to look at. Okay, can I pay that in full? Even if I can pay it in full, do I need to preserve my cash for later, later in the track, say 6 months? So we're advising clients to talk to the ATO right now and enter a payment plan for an affordable payment plan that to preserve your cash flow for the next 6 months. Another really important one, a lot of clients' biggest cost is rent. A lot of clients are seeking rent relief and talking to the landlords. I think really important here to understand that you've got two sides to that. You've got the client who's the lessee and the landlord who's also relying on that income for their business. So it's once again talking to your landlord and making sure that it's fair for both sides, that both those businesses aren't impacted as little as possible with the cash flow. So I know a lot of people in the major shopping centres are talking to their landlords for rent deferrals, and even a lot of the smaller businesses are talking to their landlord and say, hey, can I defer my rent to a later part, or put that off for a couple of months, or even do it at a smaller amount, at least that's cash going to the landlord. Other things that are really important to look at is, okay, what are the federal government changes and relief packages that have been put out there? So for example, a lot of that will happen in the March business activity statement. So we're suggesting to our clients to contact us as soon as possible to run through how those changes will impact. The other really important matter with those changes in the March BAS is to make sure that clients have their data backed up and ready to go. So if you're working from home, can you access your data from home? Can you download your bank statements from home so that you know that when you lodge your BAS, you can lodge it as soon as possible to get that stimulus into your bank account if possible. Other things we're looking at clients now is diversifying their business at the moment. What are other ways and means outside the norm to get more business in? So we've seen a lot of the restaurants and cafes have been forced to go to home delivery. Look at your business model and look at other ways of getting income in over the next however long period if your business is closed or forced to shut down. Also looking at your staff working remotely. Have you got enough internet connection? Have you got enough computers for your staff and team to work at home? Those things are really important. Don't leave finding new computers, hardware and software to the last minute. Other little things that people aren't looking at is, can I pay my bills at home? Can I access internet banking at home? Can I access my software at home? There's all those things you need to check in advance, because at some point you may be forced to work from home, and if you haven't done any of these checks, it may be really hard to get onto that. So the federal government stimulus will provide a benefit for those businesses that employ people. So if you're lodging business activity statements on a monthly basis, you'll get an impact in your March BAS, April instalment activity statement, your May instalment activity statement, and your June BAS as well. Those who lodge quarterly will receive it their March BAS and their June BAS. So once again, really want to emphasise to people that they have their data up to date so those things can be lodged soon as possible. Also check if you're registered for PAYG withholding and you're registered as an employer. The tax office are backdating registration, so if you aren't registered, it's really important to contact the ATO whilst you can to get that registration backdated. It's essential that you're carrying on a business in this period, but the tax office are letting people backdate their registration, and that's really important. Other things to note is that these won't be essentially a cash handout to business. They'll be a credit on anything that you owe to the tax office. So if you're lodging your March BAS and the ATO give you a credit for $50,000, but your March BAS has a payable of $100,000, it will just reduce that $100,000. However, if it does put you into a credit, the ATO will pay you a refund. So make sure that your bank account details are correct with the tax office. So if you are getting a refund, it will pay directly to your bank account. In summary, the most important things to do at the moment is talk to your accountant. What help can we give as an accountant? And we're touching base with all our clients, trying to discuss and help them through it. Second thing is to talk to your bank and the ATO to see if there's any help that you can gain from that. And the third and most important thing is to prepare a cash flow budget over the next three months, 6 months, 12 months to see where your cash will be impacted. I can't emphasise that third one. That is the most important one, is to do that cash flow budget ASAP. And once again, that probably goes hand in hand with talking to your bank and talking to your accountant to get some help preparing that as well.